All right, folks. So this is kind of a quick one, but this one was kind of too bizarre not to do. So, you want to know how the sausage is made, folks? Here's how the sausage is made. Here's Ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee, in a meeting with an Israeli rabbi who thanks Trump and the American people for joining in Israel's war on Iran. Very normal stuff.
Once the rabbi wants to express his gratitude, his thanks to President Donald Trump and to the American people for their steadfast support of the Jewish people, and particularly in this last war with Iran, and expresses thanks and gratitude.
Thank you, Rabbi. And
I mean, this is like, if Darryl Cooper created an AI prompt, right, to spread as many anti-Semitic conspiracy theories as he could, this is what he would come up with. Let's have the ambassador sit down with this rabbi, who then thanks him for fighting Israel's wars for them. Wow, but that was only the beginning. This is the clip that went really viral from this across multiple channels, where Huckabee just really lets his freak flag fly. And, the more we see of Huckabee, the more convinced we are that he is not Richie Torres. He is not doing this for the money. He is a true believer, a true end times, biblical prophecy fanatic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, he's not doing it for the money. No.
So this is really who he is here. You are the chosen people, and if someone is angry at God, he'll be angry at the people who represent him. U.S. Ambassador Mike Huckabee tells Rabbi in Israel that people are only anti-Semitic because they're against God.
Ambassador has a very interesting view of anti-Semitism. Rosh Yeshiva grew up in America. There was anti-Semitism, of course. I've experienced, we've all experienced it. The ambassador has a very interesting view of that. He says you can't understand anti-Semitism. If the people who are anti-Semitic, it's because they're against God, they're against the Rabbi Shalom. And we are represented as his people, and that's why they're anti-Semitic. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense. Interesting view.
It's an interesting view. There's another view that since we consider the chosen people, so people are very. Who are you? What are you? Where are you taking big shots? Chosen people.
And that's part of it, is that because you are the chosen people, given a chosen place for a chosen purpose. And if someone is angry at God, he'll be angry at the people who represent him.
That's right.
So I tell people anti-Semitism is irrational. There's no reason for it unless you understand the spiritual reason, which is what I believe is at the heart of it. It is not the left versus the right. It is good versus evil. It is the Creator versus those who rebel against the Creator.
Okay, now, of course, we understand that, Mike Huckabee's interest in promoting Israel is to get as many Jews as possible to move there so that the Messiah could return. Mm-hmm. At which point, well, who's the anti-Semite on that day? You know what I mean? Like, it's just so perverse. And what you see here is, I'm sure these rabbis understand that. I mean, they understand who they're dealing with in Mike Huckabee. That doesn't bother them? No, because he helps them fulfill their earthly aims, right? It's such a sinister and cynical arrangement on both ends, because Huckabee's buttering them up because you got to get as many Jews back to Israel so that Jesus can come back and throw them all into the lake of fire. And they're like, yeah, we know that, but we don't really believe Jesus is coming back, and we just need to bomb Iran. So if you're going to help us do that, then there we go. We got a deal.
You believe whatever cockamamie stuff about the Messiah you want, just give us the weapons.
Right. Exactly. Like, it's such a charade. It's such an act that both sides put on, and they both benefit. But, in Huckabee's case, you could have seen this coming. So this was wild. So got to credit Michael Tracy back in 2024 for finding this. Mike Huckabee, Trump's pick for ambassador to Israel, has been the spokesman for an Israeli relief organization that solicits donations from American evangelicals for the purpose of fulfilling biblical prophecy. Yeah, exactly. So here he is putting his cards on the table. That's why, like, when these clips went viral, I'm like, well, you could have seen this coming. So here he was. This had to be a while ago because he was had a lot of weight on him that he doesn't have now. And
it was before he went on the GLPs.
yeah, exactly. And no facial hair. But this is quite something. This just gives you a window into what we just saw, an insight into what we just saw.
The Bible tells us that God promises to bless those who bless Israel. Hello, I'm Mike Huckabee. TBN believes that supporting Israel is one of the most meaningful things a believer can do. And that's why, after a lot of research and vetting, we're partnering with Israel's most impactful relief organization, the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews.
BlessGodsPeople.org.
35 years ago, my father founded the fellowship to fulfill biblical prophecy, to help the suffering Jews, and to let them know that there are Christians who stand by their side.
Today, through over 400 projects, the fellowship is serving Israel's impoverished Jews and Holocaust survivors.
Unfortunately, 20% of Israelis still live in poverty. But as you can see, we're working hard to help them.
Please call or go online right now, because your gift of $25 helps provide soup kitchens like these and so much more for the blessing of God's people here in Israel.
Isaiah 58 reminds us to feed the hungry, to clothe the naked, to house the homeless, and thankfully we do just that because of generous friends like you.
Food, housing, medical care, bringing home the displaced, it's all part of the fellowship's mission. I love traveling the streets Jesus once walked and bringing the least of these the hope and joy that the fellowship provides.
Hi, Sarah. Shalom.
Hello. Shalom.
This is Sarah. She's 81 years old and she fled persecution in Iraq. And if it weren't for this food box, Sarah wouldn't eat today.
You can bless people just like Sarah. Your gift provides food, medicine, and comfort to God's precious people. Please call or go online today.
I wonder if they're still in business. BlessGodsPeople.com.
I thought our taxes pay for all that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, not enough. Not enough. He wants evangelicals to show their solidarity with the Israelis. So, yeah, I mean, that's his background. Going back a long time, it all culminated in this. This is why he was Trump's perfect pick for ambassador to Israel. They'll give him what he wants, if he'll give them what they want. In his case, he actually believes it. Like, he actually wants it. Like, I think he is actually a man on a mission. This is why we said he is such a dangerous pick for this job, because this guy really does believe in kooky fairy tale type shit. And to have that guy, not running Israeli policy officially, but you saw how much Donald Trump, you saw how much time Donald Trump spends chewing over the issues with that signing of the executive order that he didn't even bother reading. To have this guy in such a prominent position at a time like this, at a time of war, at a time when Israel is telling the world that they are, expanding the Greater Israel Project in keeping with, a certain biblical foretelling. Yeah, very dangerous stuff. And that shows you Huckabee's background and who he is, which makes that new clip that went viral not as surprising as you might think.
Well, it's what $100 million buys you.
Yep.
Buys you a fanatical Christian Zionist as the ambassador to Israel. What's really interesting, I mean, Huckabee would never be sitting down with anyone who would ask him this question. If you really believe that the Jews are the chosen people, why don't you convert?
Right.
Why doesn't Huckabee become a Jew? Don't you want to be chosen?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
What's wrong with being a chosen person if you don't see them as Jesus bait?
Right. Yeah, that would be an interesting question. That would be an interesting question to ask him, actually. I would like to hear somebody ask Huckabee why he doesn't convert to Judaism. Right. Because how do you answer?
They're the chosen people.
How do you answer that without being honest about what your actual aims are as a true believer, which I believe Huckabee is. All indications are that he is.
Please clap.